Oh, I think I just saw what you were talking about. That little blink
What?
that the cities do on the world map.
Oh, the kind of flicker thing between two different kind of resolutions.
I wonder what that is. Ah, I see it.
I don't know.
Hmm,
Maybe it has something to do with the zoom.
it could be.
Yeah, I think it is because if you zoom it in or out at all, it kind of fixes itself
It's just at like
sometimes.
the zoom level that I set standard.
Okay.
No, it still does it even at max zoom.
Hmm. And it's this one little bit up in the kind of sort of top left corner, but not far left, kind of middle top left.
I'm thinking that something's like trying to overlap it or something. No, because
Yeah,
it's
see,
happening all over the place.
Hmm.
see, it's not as on my screen. It looks different than on yours, there, Gordy, because I get the blur that they were talking about last night. Where
It,
yours isn't blurry at all. They're that
it depends on your
close.
monitor size.
Oh, that could be.
Because you're actually zooming in a lot further than I am because your monitor is bigger.
That could be.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it's like if you did, if you held down control and zoomed in, then yeah, it would get blurry because you're actually zooming a lot more. So,
I see.
but
Okay, now I
that's
understand.
actually easier to fix because if you think it's too blurry, you just do this and it's not blurry.
Right.
Well, it's not too blurry. I mean, I can still see everything.
Yeah, and I mean,
It's
Well,
just,
these are little
it just looks kind of
symbols.
softer.
These are like little symbols. If as long as you can tell what the symbol is, it doesn't matter if it's blurry or crisp.
Right.
And I actually even put in the mouse over, so if it's blurry and you can't see it, look at that. See, it goes crisp and then it blurs again. That's what it's doing. It's
Yeah.
it's not that it's
Only like mine is sticking at blur.
Can you guys see that on your screen?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, a little. But see,
I think
yeah,
some of
but
the
mine sticks at what you see in that
Like
top, in that.
like right there, you can see half of it's blurry, half of it's good, and that's the little jump.
Yeah, that's where mine sticks at. Is it doesn't clarify.
No, mine goes back to the blurry. It just kind of goes into a moment of.
Hmm.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if
I think it's kind of it thinks it's between two levels of zooms or something, two levels of zooms.
I'm not
Um,
entirely sure it's something that I'm going to be able to fix. Oh, maybe.
well, anyway, we'll see.
Doesn't really matter because I mean,
It's not
even
really a high priority, anyways.
right,
So
even blurry, it's still perfectly readable.
Yeah, and you can zoom it all the way out, which is nice.
Yeah, it just looks softer. That's all it is. Is it's still crisp enough to see. It's just softer. It looks like somebody took a pass through Photoshop and did a very light softening tool.
yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
you can get it to do it when you're actually doing the zooming. You see that?
Mm-hmm. I saw that. But it's so much faster.
And
So much.
welcome everybody to our stream. We kind of just started talking midstream. I got extremely distracted looking at the world map and all of a sudden saw something I hadn't seen before. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hope everybody has enjoyed the last patch. I think it's gone really well. We finally got rid of the, you know, lag that everybody was having between changing cities, and it was in the weirdest possible place, um, which was the city drop-down menu. So, city drop-down menu was pretty much lagging the entire game for people, and that's also why I couldn't replicate it, is because I didn't have, 600 cities or however many the top person has. So, the more cities you had, the worse the lag got. So, glad we finally figured that out, and I think it should be a lot faster
Yeah.
for everyone.
Yeah. That was a very good ticket from Ed on that.
Yes, and put in the
Yep.
ticket that let me figure it out. Um, and also, I think that the new drop down I made is a little bit nicer to use. I don't have enough cities, but when it goes into overflow, it will kind of stay where the last city you selected is, so it won't start at the top again, which I think people like.
Homer Paul says, still having problems with my city groups. What kind of problems? Cheer says the lag was good. It meant the smaller players got a chance to play.
Yes, the way we cap people.
Now, see, though, we might have never found that if we weren't on like the times 2 parameters, because 689 cities is what it took.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but there's all types of things that help us fix stuff. Like last night, somebody couldn't open their reports overview, and I sat there looking at why, and it wouldn't open for me when I tested from their account, and then all of a sudden I looked and I realized that they had 34,000 reports that were trying to load that they had hit in the past 24 hours. So in the past 24 hours, there were 34,000 dungeon reports from one person who didn't even have, the most cities in the game either. So,
Yeah.
you would never find something like that because there'd be no way somebody could raid that many on a normal server. But since
Right.
we only have a 15-minute lag time instead of an hour, people can raid more or less 3 or 4 times faster. So, what would have been 10,000 turns into 34,000, which is probably why, we move reports in the first place. But the good thing about it is that if you get it working well for situations like this, then when you have situations that are a lot less, it works, seamlessly. Just like World Map. World Map's, not far from being completely full, which is very similar to, other game, 250,000 points, which was apparently too many to render, and so I had to go in and actually write my own kind of custom rendering platform to make it possible, and it seems to have worked. I haven't heard anybody say that it crashed them or that it wasn't working. It seems pretty light. I tested a lot with memory use because that's the big thing, is to draw those points. Each one kind of has to have a memory base to it. But apparently, we got it where there's no big memory issues.
Paul Hamilton wants to know if you've reduced the gate penalties on attacking troops.
No.
Oh,
They've been the same for the.
yeah, they've been the same pretty much since I wrote it.
They were flip-flopped there for a while on the reports.
Yeah, it's
So it was confusing there for a while, but
it's because you have to because of the way it saves. So you kind of save it as one way, but in order to show the penalty, it has to be the other way. So like in order.
So one is attack power and one is penalty, kind of, and we were kind of accidentally showing the attack power, which, like, say, if the penalty had been 40%, it showed 60%.
Right. So yeah, it would show a 60% discount because you'd be timesing the attack power by 40% to get that 60%. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Hamilton.
It's the
same as other games, yeah.
Other games, yes. Yeah. And no add-on to have the stream built into the game. Sorry, Tara.
God. We need that.
Yeah. I'm much more likely to build Skype into the game or something than Twitch.
That would be cool.
Or, like a version of TeamSpeak or something.
Call the
That
person you
would be
just
cool.
canceled and leave a voice message. I can imagine that would be a lawsuit pretty quickly.
Yeah. Marty had a question. In the raid reports overview, um, the amount carried is double what is available. Is that because of the 2 times loot right now?
I think that I need to relook at that because it's 2 times loot. It's kind of screwy. So that might be why the numbers are off. So I need to take a look. Basically, I just need to take the carry value of the troops and double them instead of whatever calculation I'm using now.
Okay, and the other question is the abandoned row means that that's what's left behind, but it almost always is identical to the available resources row. So it's confusing.
I actually don't have any raid reports.
I do.
Hold on.
I can show you a screenshot.
Send one out and get a report real quick. Look how fast that happened.
Destiny Dawn says the attack message is creepy.
No more creepy than this stream.
Nothing like being half asleep in front of your computer and then suddenly getting Gordy's voice going, "You are under attack," in the middle of the night.
All right, here's some reports. Let's see. Yeah, that. Oh, the abandoned. Yeah, that doesn't look right because the profit is actually the same as the.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll mess with those some more.
cool.
Maybe it's just because we did the raid so, you know, um, with the 15-minute wait, and we go to the hour wait. Raid reports might not be as much, and we could just put them back in and have both, which I think will be the case, because
I don't think there's ever going to be as many as there are.
well, no, I looked
Inventory
at
raid.
somebody and within 24 hours they had 34,000, and if they had, 500 cities,
Yeah.
that's
But
only 68 per city, in 24-hour period,
Yeah.
which isn't that bad. But I don't think anybody would ever have that many. I
yeah.
think it'd be more like, you've got 250 raiding cities at the end of the game, and you got, 10 lots out each.
Yeah. Not even that. I mean, if you're doing level 8s and 9s, you're not sending that many commands out.
Probably 5.
Max.
And an hour and a half or so turnaround, so that'd be what, 19 an hour?
Yeah.
So I guess, somebody could get up to 23,000 a person,
Which is still a lot.
which is still a lot. I think that people will get used to the new ones. I think they
I was
give
just
more
going to say
information.
that.
And also, I'm going to put in a timeline so that you can kind of see how your rating's been over a period of time.
Yeah. There's just so much potential with it in overviews.
No.
Only
Actually,
if someone scripts it.
Oh, yes. Actually, there is already a tool for finding bosses. It is already in the game. And all you have to do is click on the region button. And look, I found a boss. Found another one. Look, I found
Here
an active
asks,
one.
when a player leaves an alliance, it would be nice to get the pop-ups about the temples that have been destroyed and lost from the alliance. Can we get that, please?
Okay. Yep, I can work on adding that in. It's not that I want to cut the amount of raids. I just want to be able to manage the number of reports, and there's no feasible way to. I mean, 24,000 reports per person, or 34,000 reports per person per day, with 500 people. How many is that? I'm thinking. I think that's 1,700,000.
Yeah.
17 million. That's 17 million.
Good Lord.
So, with 500 people in the game and that amount of rating, that's 17 million reports. So, I don't want to mess up the mechanics of rating, but we do need to figure out a good way to manage that number of reports, as well as kind of keep the game fast and lag free. And I think that's one of the issues that other games have with the lag, is that as things ramp up, that's just a lot of reports, and attack reports are remarkably smaller in comparison.
Homer says, "Can you add in an overview of a list of what items we have?" Oh yeah, we need to do that this week. It won't be in an overview; it'll just be in a window in the items kind of menu. But yeah, we'll do that this week.
This
I'll
is
remember.
another Homer Pulse City I took off of him. It's very efficient. As you can see, that the barracks get a bonus from the iron mines.
We do have that planned, Homer, to add in a My Items tab.
Yeah, into the items window. So yeah, we'll get onto that this week. Yeah.
That world map was a big one, though. That's been soaking up a lot of time.
Not only that,
Yeah.
but the finding the source of the lag between city switches
Yeah.
was a big one too.
Sweet.
Which I think is really good to for the game to be a lot more
Kind of going
responsive.
forward. Yeah, I agree.
And besides, if we got this world map and it works now with the number of cities that are on the world map,
It'll work for pretty much anything.
when we don't have very many cities at all, it'll be remarkably faster. It does still take a moment to load up, and the reason that I did it that way is I chose to make it do all of it at the start, and then not have to go through and load each section at a time. That way you just have to load it the one time, and then you can do whatever you want and see the entire map without having to wait again. I don't know if I can ever reduce that speed, especially with the amount of cities that there are right now. But that'd be a couple milliseconds at the most if it was just 500 something cities.
Couple weeks between beta 3 and the first live, right?
Yeah, it depends when beta 3 ends. And also, there's holidays in there, so you don't want to start too close to a holiday. So it would probably be, depending on when it ends, a couple weeks after. Or, we might
Yeah.
even, if it takes longer for 2 and 3 to crown, we might have it where we're setting up a second server while this one's still running. So then
Yep.
there wouldn't be much downtime at all.
So it very much depends how long you guys take.
We still have quite a bit of work to do, so it's not really any rush to get it over with.
Right.
There's also not really any rush to get the stuff that we need to do finished for open beta, though. So
No, I think clearing that lag up was a big one. Clearing the world map up was a big one.
yeah. And you were saying there's like a couple of bits on region view that need to be fixed between servers to avoid oops moments. I think that, yeah, the only other thing that we need to get in that's kind of a big thing would be newbie protection and mildly related to the Hand of the Gods item, if anyone remembers that from other games.
And also figure out
Orb.
what we're going to do about night protection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have it at some kind of made up time, mid Atlantic time.
Or, I don't know what else we could do besides for just make up some arbitrary time that sucks for everybody. Like
Yeah.
middle of mainland,
Australian time.
middle of mainland China.
Middle of the
Yeah.
Pacific. You could do that one too. No, we had a couple players in Hawaii.
We do, yeah.
Is there an Antarctic time?
No, it doesn't really go that way. It doesn't go east to west. It goes north to south.
Bastards.
Homer says, increase bosses, there's not enough.
Pretty sure that people
That's
have been
'cause
hitting
Ed
a
kills them
large
all.
amount of bosses.
Blame Ed. He's the one killing them all.
Let's see.
Yeah, there's people who've hit 1,000 to 1,496. So there's a lot of bosses because there's a lot of people hitting them. I mean, if you think about the server's been running for what, 2.5 months
Yeah.
to hit 1,990 or 1,496 bosses. That's a lot of bosses.
Yeah.
So
Let's see. There's
think
like
it's-
5 bosses on C22 at the moment. And it's generally a good indication of how many there would be on other continents. 5 isn't so terrible for C22. And then
and
going further out, there's more.
they remake pretty fast. It's just it's the competition of getting to them.
Yeah. I remember
so-
that from other games as well.
The nice thing is that you can look at this who has hit the bosses list and figure out who has hit them on your continent, and then just take that person out.
Yeah.
If you notice your continent has not so many bosses, you need to start bullying the person with the highest offense count.
Yeah.
And you can't say that anybody's got some kind of cheat or boss hunt or anything, because the top 3 people who are hitting bosses are from 3 completely different alliances.
Yeah.
So there's no way that they're sharing the tool amongst themselves and not with you.
Yeah.
I'm glad we added that ranking in. We could probably add back in the the alliance damage ones too that we had from that one server, because they're still there. It's just that we just don't show them, so they're all there and set up and everything, and it might be a fun stat for people to have.
Were we
which
going to do the
that again?
one for taking castles too?
We could
The
probably do
one
that.
for building damage, Alan.
Oh yeah, it's kind of the same as Fame though, sort of. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be kind of difficult with a large mail. I mean, if you just wanted to. Oh, I know what we could do. We could actually make it. I don't have any big, long mails. But yeah, we could. Well, it already does it. You can already see the player's name in there, so you could, if you just wanted to mail one person, you could press mail again. But doing a reply to for each person would be kind of a tough thing to do.
What does he mean reply to? Like a reply all for the people that he can't see?
He wants to reply to one person out of a group of people in the list,
Oh, I see.
or reply to a couple of the people in the list, but not everybody. I think for that it'd be the same as if it was a like in Gmail where you just have to copy and paste half of the people or whoever you wanted, and copy and paste the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, mailing lists are a thing that we're gonna work on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try and get them in this week.
And will reputation be on crowns?
I think, yeah, they weren't last beta, but yeah, I mean, if people want those stats on their grounds, then yeah, we can put them in.
I think we have it now.
Oh, do we? Perfect.
No, not those stats. But you can only put so much on there anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, they're already kind of long, so I think whatever stats were on there is probably how it's going to stay. The only thing we added was that it tells people, it shows what rank you were in the alliance, so it'll say if you were the leader or something else. Let me see if I can find one that wasn't a member. I don't know who the people were in these alliances.
There's been a lot of changing, so I don't know either.
Yeah, instead of saying member, it will say, second leader or veteran or officer of the alliance.
It wasn't Indie leader of Freebirds with Beta 2.
Yeah.
Maybe you can look up hers.
I can't remember though if I did it in between when we did that round where everybody crowned like 10 times.
Oh, right.
Remember the super fast temple round where everybody
Yeah.
crowned in 12 hours?
Yeah. Over and over again.
Yeah, and then left so that they could do it again.
Yeah.
Which was a good
Yeah.
test.
Yeah, it was.
I'm looking at Fact's Crown, who was the leader of the Pact of Gods, and his comes up as member, so.
Yeah, so it must be something I put in between.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to set up some kind of, past winners or something, kind of depository where everybody can look up people's stats and stuff on the main webpage.
Yeah. We can probably link to it from that latest champions section.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Which should just be kind of like a rolling total for the latest champions.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to have like a big table of every winner and how fast they won and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was
I can't remember who made that list for the forums in other game.
And like an expandable members list, so you could click on it and see all the members of the alliance that won.
Yeah, that would be neat.
Sounds good. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Kind of look at someone's history a little bit more in depth.
Or just validate banter in world chat.
That too.
Is what I'm thinking about would be the most useful use for it. If somebody says I did this, and then they, people can all go to the site, that one page and look it up and say, no, you didn't.
Excellent.
Anti-ego tool.
And I haven't heard anything about the stuff we put in for the it working in mails and stuff, so it must be working well. Like the report links and the chat links and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gotten any tickets saying that it's not.
Place that we still need to put them in is forums and the HTML as well.
Sometimes I worry our player base is so quiet and they never, get upset about.
Let us know when they're having a problem.
So there'd be no way we would know. Now, pretty much if something goes bad, we know like within 10 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Things just kind of blow up and you get 50 reports all of a sudden.
Yep.
I don't know what else we've added new besides for that. That was my main focus this past week was the world map.
The faster builds.
And and the faster builds. Yes, the
That
faster
has
builds.
been massively popular.
What else did we do? Remember we did some stuff with if you won't really be able to show this, but with palace damage and reports, temple damage in reports.
Oh yeah. I don't think I have any of those, but I did change around the report some for temple damage. Um,
So the damage kind of makes sense now for the level.
it should.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, the faster builds was a good idea for, especially linking it to title.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
just because the more cities you have, the more cities you're dropping at a time. So it kind of snowballs
Evens
as
out. Yeah.
So having to drop all those with a minimum build time of 10 seconds is gets tedious. No, we will not be allow people to pass items around.
Yeah, King Gordon says he thought he had Gordy mode, and then he read the patch notes.
Yeah, and it only really helps for the initial placement of buildings. After that, you know, it doesn't actually increase the speeds at all. So it's not like
Yeah.
things are any way faster. It's just that it's removed the minimum cap. Because before I was just checking for the uh, the build time, and if the build time was under 10 seconds, then I capped it at 10. So it's really not like I sped anything up. I just removed or lowered the cap.
Can you explain how it's linked to both title and construction speed?
Yeah. So basically, every title gain gives you gives you close to a second off. Or I think it might be exactly a second off, except for the first one. So um, we actually have a table for it in the title section of the website. But basically, if you get to like Caesar, the minimum time is 2 seconds. Um, so if you had a city that only had, um, you know, 100 build speed, I don't know if I've got any new cities here. So yeah, if you had a city that only had 100% build speed, it would still be 10 seconds because that is the base time of um, those buildings. Whereas if you had, the CS, then the construction speed, the time would go down, um, and then just bottoms at 2 seconds.
So as you lay down your cabins, it's going to decrease minimum time.
Right.
Plus, if you have your research and your temple bonuses for the construction speed, that's going to remove some of it too.
Right. So I've got full construction speed research. So that makes it so that they're 2 seconds. Whereas if I had none, it was just 100%, it would still be 10 seconds.
So basically, what it is as you increase your number of cities and your research and your temples, it gets less tedious to put those new city buildings down.
Yes. So it kind of works off of both of them, where you could still have 10 seconds if you were a Caesar. Um, so you kind of have to have the construction speed there too.
Mm-hmm. So you have to work for it, but once you get up there and you're just like, oh my god, I do not want to build any more new cities, it's not as bad.
I, the reason I did it was I think it's going to really help with end game attrition, where you just get so many people who are so sick of micromanaging all those new city builds that they just stop playing. Um, it might be the same thing we do for like new player protection or something. It's like half. Whenever somebody's under new player protection, they get half build speeds or something. That way, when a new player comes in, they're not sitting there waiting around forever.
Right. Because that's really the two spots where the game is really tedious, when you first start and at the end.
Yes. And since it is such like a long haul game, um, having that kind of boost at the beginning wouldn't change it all that much.
No.
Especially if you had resource production the same. because then you're just waiting on resources.
Right. Barbie Doll says she loves the overview, how they're coming along.
Yeah, and there's-
Where's my senator? That one's great too.
I might have stolen some of that name from somewhere. I can't be sure where. Did people notice that they could? I haven't heard anybody talk about it, but they could click from the overviews and switch cities.
A couple people have noticed it.
You could do the same thing for like your alliance members.
Of course, I kind of poked Wicked Evil about that, and he kind of told a bunch of other people. Sort by city groups and overviews for the troops.
I think I already have that somewhere, don't I?
You have it in one of the overviews, but not the others.
Yeah, so I have it in this one, so I could probably do it in the rest of them.
Cool.
Cool.
Although, it is updating. I think just my city groups suck. No, maybe it doesn't. I'll have to take a look at it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I am writing that down.
So yeah, I think the more stuff we do like that, where we can make the game interactive from the overviews, the better. I think we could. Oh my! I just had a great idea.
Oh dear.
Yeah, because somebody was saying that they were having an issue about linking reports from the overviews because there's no way to link reports right now. So if you did raid reports, because the raid report's still open in the browser, I could make it so that you could just open the raid report in the game from a button. So you have like a button down here that says open in game, and then it would just open the report in the game, and then you could click the share link and share it to everybody.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
That'd be a nice solution for it, is just to open that report. I mean, I could always paste it to chat, but then,
Yeah, but then you'd need to whisper it to yourself or something.
Yeah.
you know what? I don't think that it is the renderer for the world map. I think it's Windows 10.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm sitting here and I'm looking at my city, and the fence colors are changing back and forth, and all the cities are changing. Like all the buildings and stuff are brightening and darkening.
Oh, I see. Okay. I don't get that.
So I mean, that's not just it's not just world map.
Oh, I see.
Can
Okay,
you see
well
that
we
on
can.
the screen?
Hang on. Oh, a little bit. Yeah.
It's just more noticeable when they're base colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. But
Because it doesn't do that on my laptop. And my laptop's Windows 7.
But I have Windows 10 and I haven't noticed that.
yeah, I have Windows 10 and it's not doing it to me.
It might just, maybe it's because you have the stream running that the whole thing is kind of under pressure. I don't know.
I can tell you though that my world map, the red dots for enemy cities, are a much paler red than in Gordy's view.
I changed mine.
Oh, okay. That
Um,
explains that.
read reports we probably won't put in. I mean, there's only so much stuff you can do. for everything.
Red mails, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, if we were just running a mail client, sure, that'd be no problem. But the mail is just one tiny part of the overall game. So adding in more and more stuff and checks and things like that just becomes, it's just going to slow the game down if it's not completely necessary. I do have that data too, but it's just, I don't know how you would do that for.
Not only that, if someone was harassing you, I don't think I'd want them to know that I was reading their mail.
Yeah, you'd have to make a privacy pop-up too.
Yeah.
That says, "Do you want to send a read report back to this person?" And so yeah, that'd be that's just something I don't think that we need enough to do.
Or, like, something that I would do as a leader is I'd read the mail, but then I'd need time to, set it aside and respond later. And that would
Kind of
just be really,
digest it, yeah.
right. That could be really frustrating that, the person that sent it to you sees that you read it, but you haven't replied yet.
Or
When,
how about if you wanted to know if somebody was online before you attacked them, you send them a mail with the title "important,"
right,
and then they open it, and
right,
then you know that they're online or not online.
right. So it would just be really hairy to put something like that in.
That's going to drive me crazy now until I fix it.
We'll see
I
if it's
know
still
what
like that
Cody's
once you get
gonna
off
do.
the stream, yeah.
That will consume Gordy's evening.
Yes, people will make tickets, and you guys will keep saying fix this, and I'll keep saying yeah, okay.
I'm totally fixing that thing right now as he
Uh-huh.
plays with Wilma.
I do that all the time.
But
I
he's
know.
Gordy Bot. He can do 20 things at once.
I, I do a lot of things at once. I also coded that world map with a fever of 103, so
Uh,
I could barely talk and make any sense, but apparently I can code a world map.
and Darth Vader stole your remote.
Yes, he did.
Yes, we have some very interesting conversations.
Especially with Fever Gordy.
Oh, apparently Dragon Hunter sees it as well.
Yeah, that's so weird. I don't see it. I don't know if it's I'm going to go to full screen and see if that makes a difference.
And it's like the screen's lightening and darkening real quickly.
What operating system do you use, Dragon Hunter?
Isn't that weird? I just don't see it at all.
No, nor me. I do get the flickering sometimes, kind of in between zooms on world map, but I don't get any kind of flickering in City View.
Yeah. So I'll have to watch it when I'm working with getting the stream uploaded to YouTube. I'll kind of poke around and look.
Cool.
Because it should show on Gordy's recording. Oh, and Dragon Hunter is on Windows XP, so it's not Windows 10.
Huh. Strange things.
Weird.
Like Addy said, we definitely know what Gordy will be doing with his evening now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I can't think about anything else about what's going on. As you can notice, I've kind of gone quiet.
we
He's
have
like staring at the floor.
we have triggered the Gordiosity.
Yeah, this is basically what I do with my time. Is something starts to bother me, and I just sit here and play with it until it fixes, or I decide that I can't fix it, and then I'll just keep doing it. Once a week or so, I'll spend an entire day
Come back
looking
to
at
it.
it.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what World Map has been.
Yeah, world map took me a long time. Took me a lot of research until I figured out that everybody else was idiots.
Yeah, it really sounds like Dragon Hunter's seeing the same exact thing you are. But I'm not. I just don't see it. Weird.
Yes, Gordy has 49 unclaimed rewards and 2 food warnings, which are bothering me.
Not only do I have 2 food warnings, but if you would like to look at my reports, I have lots of troop abandonments
Wonderful.
in between sieges of you and troop abandonment.
It's the trillions of troops that you made and couldn't feed.
Yes.
Yeah, Destiny Dawn says she sees it too, and she's on Windows 7. So definitely not 10.
They're not helping me. It's just going to consume more and more of my time.
Well, you know where not to start now.
What, with angry phone calls to Windows? Or
Yeah.
Microsoft? It seems to do it for me when I click, which means that whenever I'm drawing something new onto the canvas, but then sometimes it'll just sit there and flash. It actually is just sitting there and flashing now.
Okay, here's a question. Do you have your resolution changed from default?
Wow, I don't think so. Oh, I might for the stream.
Because I have mine on default, and could that be the difference?
Um, yeah, I probably could. I think it's more an HTML5 canvas thing than it is a actual coding thing, or else it would happen to everybody.
Yeah.
And it would happen on things other than the canvas.
Um, no, it just might be the way that the canvas renders, because it's kind of its own, HTML element.
Yeah.
We are going to have to start testing with Firefox again soon too.
Yeah, I heard that they've been working on that.
It's nice at least that they know the issue, which means that they're probably going to fix it.
Yay.
Oh, I saw
Ladies
it.
and
I saw
Firefox.
it. It went blurry a little bit.
On your screen? Or?
On my screen. I just saw it when you moved to over your barracks in the middle.
Oh, you saw it on the
Yeah.
stream.
On the stream, yeah.
Yeah. It's real subtle. It's just like this little flash that...
Yeah, it cleared right up, but I did see it that time. But it doesn't
Anyway.
do that. The game itself doesn't do that for me.
Let's stop obsessing over the little flash.
Sorry.
Everybody just calm down.
But Mom.
Yeah, so for reports, I think I need to add in a tabling system too. Because, for somebody who has too many reports, I can't download all of them.
Yeah.
So that's on my list of things to do today too.
Poor Buddy last night.
Yeah, well, I figure if it happens to him, it might happen to other people, so,
Right.
probably add in total rows and stuff for troops and cities and things. I don't think I've heard anybody complain about me hiding the scroll bar hovered over the table. Makes it a lot easier at least for me when I was messing with it, because I hated that the window would jump if I was scrolling around.
Yeah. It's a lot better now. Lot better.
Yeah, overall, it's I think the game's running smoother and smoother, and the last update kind of puts us a lot closer to ready for the live beta.
Oh yeah.
If anything, I'd say
Definitely.
you know we could probably go to live beta now um, without any big issues.
I now get the same responsiveness when moving around my city as I do in region and world. That's how much difference it made. Like it stays on my cursor and moves with my cursor now.
Yay!
When you scroll,
Yeah.
you see, and it always did that for me before. That's why it was so hard to figure out, and it was just because of the number of cities is what caused the issue.
Yeah, I don't have that many cities, but if I left my game open, I'm terrible. I'll leave it open for 48 hours without refreshing. And I'd come back in and it would get real laggy. And City View was the one that was really hard to move around in when I left it open for that long.
That's true. And actually, even when it
Yeah.
cleared up for you, I still found that I had a lag in City View, and I tested it just there, and City View follows the cursor perfectly when you drag around. And I think I've had the game open for nearly 2 days now. So,
Yeah.
And that's what's so tough about debugging this game is that people complain about something that's happening, and it's happening. It's just
You can't replicate it.
one little strange piece that is the cause of all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have ever thought it was the city drop down.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
such a random
crazy.
thing.
But it makes sense if you think about it, because that was a lot of cities.
I think it was just kind of because I used a plugin before, um,
Hmm.
and the plugin was just really inefficient or causing some sort of memory leak.
You just have to do it all yourself your own way.
Apparently so. It seems to work better that way.
There are no plugins or packages out there that do it the right way.
No, they've all
Pretty
got little
much.
issues. I mean, some of the bigger ones, generally work well, like jQuery and stuff,
Yeah.
Uh,
which is more just like an adaptive language than it is a plugin.
yeah.
Although I do use a plugin for the Zoom thing, just because I didn't feel like writing that. I basically just converted a picture Zoom program.
Oh, I saw it again. Sorry. Sorry, Ella.
So, since we're over time, if anybody else has any more questions, if not, we will, get back to work. Or we can sit here and talk about the Blink for another 20 minutes. It's entirely up to everybody else.
We had a lot of good questions today.
Did.
Yes.
And nobody complained about lag.
I know. That was so cool.
I'm not going to know what to
So
do
novel.
I'm not going to know what to do with my free time.
Eradicate the bug list.
Yeah. Blitz through some of the stuff on it.
Maybe eventually I'll have time to go back to the cooler world map and put that into overviews.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And a right-click attack menu from world map.
Yes.
All in good time.
All right. Well, I guess no more questions. So thank you guys for tuning in to our weekly stream. We will be here next week.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Yes,
And we'll see you
thank you.
next week.
And hope everybody's having fun playing the game. It's progressing along pretty well. Looks like people are doing pretty well with the temples. I haven't looked at the temple rankings in a while.
We're close. to having first crown done.
Oh, cool. Yay.
Is it?
Yeah. Farrell's, their lowest is level 5, last I looked.
Level 5?
Yeah, and they're about to have level 10 over the next few days.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. Does everybody get the pop-up for that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
Sweet.
number 2 and 3 are far behind either. Or 4.
No, it's going to be a real battle to see who gets second, third, and doesn't get a place. It's
Or
gonna
gets fourth
it's-
place at all, was he? I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fight to the finish with the second, third, and fourth places.
Which should be fun,
Yes,
Yeah.
it will be.
Deco.
especially when portals open again. Because they're starting to have more and more meaning as time goes on.
Yes.
Bloodbath. Yeah.
So, thank you guys again, and we will see you next week.
Thanks, everyone.